At the intersection of technology, trust, and transparency, just how far should we let facial recognition go? In the name of safety, and then who's watching the watchers? With your face quickly becoming your fingerprint, your password, and your warrant all rolled into one, facial recognition can identify a suspect in seconds or misidentify an innocent person just as fast. Today we're looking straight into the lens of facial recognition and asking, is this the future of safe streets or surveillance run wild? And that's coming up next on TiPS, Today in Public Safety.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Here's your host, Fletch, with today's tips.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety. This is Fletch. I'm a NENA-certified EMP, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I bring you the latest, most informative, and sometimes controversial takes on emergency communications. Today we're taking a close-up look at facial recognition, one of the most powerful and polarizing tools in the public safety toolbox. From catching criminals and finding missing persons to scanning crowds at events, this technology promises speed and precision, but it also raises some serious ethical questions that hit right at the heart of our freedoms: accuracy, bias, consent, and oversight. The promise of technology. Today's facial recognition systems can match faces against databases in seconds. This helps law enforcement identify suspects, victims, or even missing children. Agencies tout faster response times, improve situational awareness, and better security at public venues. When used responsibly, it's another data point, but not the only point in the investigative toolbox. The perils of misuse. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Facial recognition isn't perfect. And it's not equally accurate across demographics. Studies from both NIST and MIT have shown higher error rates for people of color and women. Now combine that with poor training, the lack of policy, and the over-reliance on AI magic, and all of a sudden the results lead to wrongful arrests, civic rights violations, and overall community distrust. The ethical fault lines. So let's break this down into the 4 P's of ethical use. First is policy. Does your agency have a written policy that defines when, where, and how facial recognition is used, as well as by whom? Then there's permission. Are individuals aware that they're being scanned? And what about private businesses sharing feeds? Next, you have provenance. Where exactly does the image data come from? And once captured, who owns it? And finally, proportionality. Does the use of facial recognition fit the need, or are we just using a bazooka to swat a fly? The oversight gap. Today, we've got cities that are banning the technology entirely. San Francisco, Boston, Portland are all examples. Yet others are expanding its use in schools, airports, and police body cams. Public safety agencies get stuck between innovation and litigation, with guidance lagging far behind current capabilities. But it's not just a technology issue, it's a trust issue. The integration with NG 911. In today's digital world, facial recognition could play a legitimate role in the NG 911 future. Imagine being able to confirm the identity of a missing child from a live caller video, or rapidly alerting dispatchers when a person of interest enters a known location. But that same capability could cross ethical lines fast, without data governance, accountability, and human review baked into every system. NG 911 data fusion is powerful, but power without policy is just potential chaos. Facial recognition isn't inherently good or evil. It's simply a mirror reflecting our values. Used transparently and ethically, it can protect the public and even save lives. Used recklessly, it can erode the very freedoms we're sworn to protect. So before we rush to deploy another shiny tool, let's take a hard look into the digital mirror and ask, are we building systems that serve the people or systems that watch them? That wraps up today's episode of TiPS, Today in Public Safety. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope that conversation spurs some future relevant discussions. For more updates and insights, remember to follow me on social media at Fletch911. You can visit 911tips.com, where you'll find a complete archive of all of my previous episodes, My blogs are available online at fletch.tv, and my professional website is at fletch911.com. Stay safe, thanks so much for listening, and if you're in public safety, thanks for what you do every single day. This is Fletch. We'll catch you next time. Take care.
You've been listening to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Hosted by Fletch and available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Catch past episodes on 911tips.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to join us each week for the latest on NG 911. I am Spider Harrison, the official 911 voiceover dude. Catch me on Sirius XM on various channels, including 90s on 9, the 10 spot, and on the Weekend Countdown on Hits 1. Or don't regret it for the rest of your life. Either way, I'm good.